self-love? What is it? Like, there's so much hype about it. Everybody talks about it. There's so many ways. I mean, people have written books on it, and, there are journals on self-care and self-love. I've got one there right there. But what is self-love exactly? How do we make sense of it? So I sat down with my journal, and these are the things that came up for me. And by the way, this is my first video podcast, and I am not wearing any makeup. So if you're not on YouTube right now and just listening in, then yeah, I have no makeup on. I'm just sitting in my pajamas. Anywho, I don't think this concept that I'm going to say about self-love, I haven't come across this anywhere yet. Tell me if you have. Okay, the one main concept about it is that, and it's very, you will not expect this. You won't expect this particular concept, is that the word self itself, it means self itself. It means you, right? It means me, one person, right? Self, you. So when you understand how the laws of universe works and how reality works, then you know that there is only the one. Isn't it? We all are one mind. We are all one. So it's not, self-love is not just you versus them or you and others. There is no other. There is no one else but you. And when you know that there is only the one in the universe, and everyone that you interact with are your own images, your own reflections, they are you, your versions, right? Anyone that you meet, anyone you interact with, anyone in your circle, in your family, in your friend circle, whoever, they are all you, your versions. So it becomes quite evident that self-love is the only love that exists. There is no other kind of love, because when there is just the one, who is this one going to love? When there is no other, who is this one going to love? That one is going to love himself. There is no one else. So this one became so clear and evident, because once you understand that there is only the one and we are all one mind and we are all connected to the one, we are all his reflections, his versions, then there is no other option to not love yourself, right? The other point that I want to make about self-love is it's not an action that you do for yourself, okay? Loving yourself is not, okay, you wake up and you think, okay, how am I going to love myself today? Okay, you can do a lot of things for yourself. For example, you would probably, make yourself nice coffee, you spend some time with yourself, you watch TV, you spend time with your kids, you take your dogs out for a walk, and it's your me time, and you consider the me time as self-love. It doesn't end there. It's deeper than that. It's not the actions you do to feel loved by yourself. In fact, self-love means that you do not need others to love you. Yeah? You do not need someone else to love you, because it's a given. It's taken for granted that you already are the giver of love to yourself. You do not need anyone else to give you that love. That is self-love. When the need ends, it feels good when they love you. Okay, that's something extra. But even if that bonus and extra goes away, the love doesn't end there. That also puts me on the highest pedestal, where I am in power of my own needs. I know I need to give myself love. I am not a beggar. I do not chase anyone to give me love. That's already a position of power. And when this love for yourself grows and overflows, that's when you decide to give it to others. Not before that. There's another podcast I made a while ago, and it talked about this, that how to give self-love. You have to be full of what you have. For example, if in your bank account, if you've got only $1,000 and you've got bills of, say, $950 coming up next week, are you going to give $500 this week to someone? You will not, right? Because you will not have enough next week to cover your expenses. But if you actually happen to give someone $500 this week, knowing that you will need it next week, what would you do? You would expect that person to pay you before the bills are due. isn't it? You will expect that person to give you. Isn't that so simple to understand how love works as well? If you do not have enough and you give out of that, you will want that other person to give you back when you need it. Love and wealth are not very different, That's how I see things right now, that anything that you have in surplus, in abundance, overflowing, is what you can give. Only when you have enough, you give. You do that anyways. Love is no different. So go with that notion that, it's mandatory. It is compulsory for you. It is the only love that exists in this universe. There is no other kind of love that exists. All other kinds of love that exist between a mother and a child, or between husband and a wife, or between siblings, or between friends, they all have a motive, an intention, an expectation. And any love that has these things, motives, intention, and expectations, is not pure love. It is not pure love, even between a mother and a child. As long as it is selfless and the mother only gives and not expect anything back, that is pure love. So unconditional love is pure love. But if you are loving someone and expecting something in return, it is not an unconditional love. It is not pure form of love. So how do you expect to receive pure kind of love when you are not giver of a pure kind of love? So how do we make sure that we are giving pure love? It's only possible when there is no expectation of receiving anything back. And when does that happen? Let's reverse engineer here. It only happens when you are full of it, when you do not come from a place of needing anything back. And that happens when you have given yourself first. Like, for example, I get paid. The first thing I do is pay myself because I am worthy. I made that money before it goes out to my real property manager for my rent or for my electricity or whatever, even for my food and whatever, my needs. I am above my needs as well, Even the basic necessities that I need in my day-to-day life, I'm bigger than that. I'm above that as well. So I pay myself first. Whatever is left is for everyone else. And even that, whatever is left, big portion is for myself, for my own needs, for my food, for my rent and my desires come first. Then if there is any surplus left, then it is for other people. So practicing self-love in every chance you get. Don't feel guilty about it. I used to. And I used to be made to feel guilty as well. I have been called by friends, sometimes family, and, I never believed them. That's the thing. I never believed myself to be selfish. Yet I felt guilty of giving myself self-love. I was not there yet. I wasn't bold enough to own my truth, to say boldly that, hey, back off, I love myself. I don't need you to give me any love. I am capable enough, I am in power, I am capable enough to give that love to myself. And I chose to do that every single day. I would choose me. Say, for example, minor things that if I am doing something, like maybe I am writing a book or something, I'm focused on my work, and a friend calls me up and would like to chat with me. The old me would drop everything and attend that phone call. Drop everything and attend to that person's needs and concerns and worries, a helper. I would go out of my way, above and beyond, to be there for other people, always. And I felt good about it. But at some point, it started devaluing myself. I started feeling lack of self-esteem, that what am I doing? When I need somebody, they are not there. But when they need me, I'm always there. Why? What does that say? Not about them, but about me. It says about me that I don't value myself. I am not my own priority. How can others put me on a higher pedestal? How can others think that I am priority? I'm not their priority. I have to be my own priority. You see? So those little things, now if I am focused and it's my time of doing something, I choose me first. And I very kindly and politely just say, hey, I'm busy. Can I call you back? Or, hey, I'm busy this evening. Let's chat tomorrow. So I first give it to myself, because it doesn't work. If you don't give it to yourself and you're always there for other people, at some point you will be feeling deprived. You will feel deprived. You will feel dry and drained. And that's the point I don't want to get to. I don't want to get to a point where I am needing another person to fill my own cup, to fill my need, to love me back because, hey, I don't have enough. Now give me back. There's a bill coming up next week and I need that money back right now because I did not have enough when I was giving you. I didn't think ahead. I did not put myself first. All that, right? So see, it's just the way it is. That's the natural way of loving. That is the normal way of loving. The people who have actually demonized this word about self-love and they call it selfish, I feel sorry for them because they have no idea what self-love even means. They are so empty inside and they are operating from that place where you keep on feeling deprived and you keep on expecting love back and they haven't given themselves enough and it's an impure love. They operate from that. They are overflowing with an impure love. And that's why those are the people who will call you selfish for choosing yourself first, for prioritizing yourself first. And at the same time, my dear darlings, they are the people who actually admire you the most, They may not say it to you on your face, but they wish they were like you. They wish that they could love themselves the way you are loving yourself. I'm telling you this from my own truth and my own experiences and what I have been told on my face, that we wish we could love ourselves like how you love yourself. These are the same people who called me selfish at one point. So no hard feelings, not at all. It wasn't their fault because it was me who was expecting them to love me back while I gave everything away. So no more, right? Self-love, this is self-love. Don't fall for all these fancy buzzwords on social media and stuff. Just know that this is the only normal way of loving. The coffee got cold, but that's all right. I just love myself now to a point that it's just me. There is no one else. It's always going to be me. Because for 50 years, from the time I was born, the only human that stayed with me was me. I owe it to me. I owe it to myself. And there is no guilt for it. Because see, no one wakes up in the morning and thinks, how do I make Shom's dreams true? How do I fulfill Shom's dreams? How can I live Shom's purpose? Does anyone wake up and think that? No. Does anyone do that for you? No. Not even your mother. Not even the one who gave birth to you. That's the irony of it. That's the reality. That's how reality works and that's how humans are. It's the basic trait. No one wakes up and thinks about you first. They all wake up with their own presence, with their own self, with their own thoughts, with their own dreams, with their own beliefs. It's just about them, isn't it? It's all about self. So why are you feeling guilty about loving yourself first? Yeah. So yeah, final words is love yourself first so much that now you can't contain it anymore. It's just non-stop, continuous, ever-flowing. The only way this whole thing is going to work in a community, in a society, amongst people, is that you continuously give yourself love. You don't even have to think about loving someone in a certain way because it will happen automatically, naturally, overflowing. See, when the ocean overflows, there is tsunami. So you don't have to think about this. You don't have to do anything special out of your way. It doesn't have to be on your to-do list. Sorry, I had to just show it. It's so pretty. It doesn't have to be on your list that today I'm going to do this for someone else. It will just happen automatically, Wake up with yourself in the morning and think about your goals, your purpose, your passion, and what are you going to live for today? Okay, how are you going to achieve your goals? What routines are you going to build? What discipline do you need? What do you need to fix? What habits are coming in your way? What habits are getting in your way? Think about all that, Make yourself a better person every single day. like in Atomic Habits, they say 1% better every single day. Imagine where you'll be 12 months from now. And when you're there, when you have become that, then no one has any more complaints, because now they can see the evolution. They can see how evolved you have become. And all that was because you chose yourself, because you were not disappearing into just giving and giving and giving. That's also a harsh reality of the world, that the more you give, the more they take. The more you give, the more they take. It's never going to be enough. It is never, ever, ever, ever going to be enough. You will never be enough for anyone. That's the harsh truth. That's the harsh reality. You will never, ever be enough, because takers are many, givers are few, right? But be the right kind of giver. Be a level-headed giver, the one with calm energy, the one who is ever kind, ever loving, like God Himself, because you are Him, right? I am that I am. There's no one better than me. No one compares to me. I'm on the highest pedestal. I do not chase. I attract. I am the magnet. I am the divine I am. So be that. And then it's flowing out of kindness, not out of deprivation, not out of a need. Yeah. So I hope that helped in some way to understand the whole concept about self-love. And this is my first video podcast, and with no makeup on, and I didn't care. It's my journaling session, and this is exactly when I do my podcasts, when ideas flow and I have a breakthrough moment or a breakthrough knowledge that comes to me, some sort of a wisdom. That's when I like to share. And today I thought, okay, let me just put the camera on, because you know what? I am pretty unbothered about what my face looks like right now. I just don't care, because I love myself so much. I don't need external validation anymore. See, all of that is self-love. You are so complete in yourself, in the way you are, that you do not need, and you don't get triggered by anyone judging you as well. That's also self-love. Maybe we should touch upon that next time. But for today, thank you so much for staying around and listening to my voice. If you have any comments or any feedback, just please leave your comments and feedback, and what self-love means to you. Let's have a discussion. Let's chat about it. Maybe I'm missing certain points and angles that did not become clear to me. Maybe you can clarify that for me. Leave some comments so we can have a chat. And until next time, I will see you around. Bye.